My name is Molly Penderville, Senior Operations Coordinator, and I've been at SHIM for about 8 years. I grew up in Upper St. Clair, so I currently live in Bethel Park, so longtime South Hills resident, and it's pretty cool to be able to work and serve in the community where I live. SHIM has definitely grown a lot in the years that I've been here. Since I started, we added our third food pantry location and basically doubled the number of food distributions we do per month. We have definitely seen an increase overall in the number of people that we serve through all of our programs. And we have definitely added staff as we've added new programs and new resources for people. People are definitely struggling with a higher cost across the board. And it does differ a little bit, but I think certainly increase in housing costs is huge. Rents have really gone up a lot. Utility costs are up. Food costs are up. So really all of those basic needs are higher than they used to be. So even for people who are working, which the majority of people who come to the food pantry do have somebody in the household who's working, have a steady income, with the increase in those costs, they still find themselves falling short.
I've lived here in Bethel Park since 1965. I worked 30 years at PNC, lost my job, then worked 2 years at WAMU, lost my job. I'd really be struggling. I'd have to do without stuff, like maybe my medicine, going to the doctors, different things, just so I could pay my rent and make sure I have my rent, gas, and my light, and then go from there. I heard about SHIMs through church. I came and I visited, and I asked for help. I said, hey, this is what's going on. Would you be able to help me at least get some food so that I could have food in order to eat? Molly was very engaging with me, and she helped me. I explained things to her, what was going on, and we tried figuring out what would be the best way for me to get help.
When people call, a lot of times they don't know where to start. They know that they need some help and they know that there are resources out there, but navigating all the resources that are out there can be overwhelming. We have a great volunteer base who do a great job of being those friendly faces for people, especially those who are coming for the first time, showing them how the process works, and we do our best to make it a welcoming experience so that they want to come back. And we do see most people tend to come back, and they tend to come back regularly.
I started with SHIM, walked in the door probably 15 or 16 years ago, and I needed some help. What brought me to SHIM was a situation where I was a single parent. I was working, I wasn't on the street. I really wasn't sure where or why I needed help, but I just knew that my 2 children were my full responsibility at the time, and I needed to do what was best for them. And by coming to SHIM, like I said, it was very difficult. I didn't understand why I was entitled to help. But coming as a parent, in the back of your mind, you always know you need to support your children. It's your responsibility. You need to keep them safe. You need to keep them warm. They need to have food. Once I got here, it still took a lot of time for me to settle in and accept it. Every person that was here, every person that I encountered made me feel welcome and pretty much held my hand and said, it'll be okay. It's a temporary thing, and we're going to get you through it.
It's always exciting to hear when somebody calls and says, hey, I got a new job, or they tell us, this is my last time coming to the food pantry because we got this great new job. Thank you so much. So we do always love to hear those stories, and we do hear them. And then we will also have people who then, offer to volunteer or to give back in some way once they're able to. So that's really neat when people can do that.
My wonderful husband knew how important SHIM was. He knew that the children and I had struggled for a period of time. And unbeknownst to me, he sent a gift to SHIM in our names. And for Christmas Eve, he wrapped the letter from the director in a box and gave it to me as our Christmas Eve gift. And our Christmas Eve gift were always one special personal gift. And when I opened it, I just burst into tears because it was just so important and so meaningful. And to have someone know how important that was to me, it was just like full circle back for me.
I do really like, as I said, working in the community where I live. A local organization like this is nice because you know you're making an impact. It's very tangible, and even though the days can be long and challenging, you know at the end of every day that you really did have an impact.
I believe everybody needs help, and what I do is I crochet these scarves that I do for SHIMs, and I believe it helps keep somebody warm, like maybe around their neck, or helps a child maybe that might get it, or a senior citizen that might get it. And then this way they know that they're getting something made with love.
SHIM to me personally is you're helping your next door neighbor. It could be your daughter's swim coach. It could be the family next to you at church. It could be the neighbor across the street, and you don't know. It's anonymous. People can go and receive help for a period of time, and it's instant help. As long as you have love, and as long as you know that you can reach out for support, God watches you, SHIM watches you. You just open your heart and you allow yourself to be vulnerable, and it all pours back. It all pours back, and then you can feel relief.
Thank you for celebrating the South Hills with SHIM.
Celebrate the South Hills with SHIM.
Celebrate the South Hills with SHIM. You'll get a lot out of it, and it'll make your day.